National Assembly approves and ratifies the presidential proclamation of state of emergency in Rivers State.
The Senate invokes the powers conferred on it by Section 305, subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, and approve the proclamation of state of emergency declared by Mr. President in Rivers State of Nigeria.
Key players at the maritime sector at a one-day policy dialogue are advising for the full exploration of the hidden potentials of the nation's blue economy.
One of the key important issues that has to do with blue economy is renewable energy.
Plus, correspondent takes a look at reforms in pension administration.
5. Order the National Pension Commission to direct Pension Fund Administrator PFS to pay all retirees their pension without further delay.
Hello and welcome to Parliamentary News this evening. I am Ene Ojanugba. Senate has ratified the President's proclamation of state of emergency in Rivers State in line with constitutional provision. Let's join Lami Ali for more details.
The Senate in a closed session received briefing from the President of the Senate on the circumstances of the proclamation of a state of emergency declared by Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief, Asuwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President, Commander-in-Chief, Federal Republic of Nigeria, on the state of affairs in Rivers State. And the Senate resolved as follows. 1. The Senate invokes the powers conferred on it by Section 305, subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, and approve the proclamation of state of emergency declared by Mr. President in Rivers State of Nigeria. The Senate further directs that the declaration of the state of emergency stated in the proclamation document and the mandate of Mr. President to review, and hereby mandates the President to review and even to terminate the state of emergency at any given time, but not later than 6 months. The Senate further resolved that Section 11, subsection 4 be invoked, providing the National Assembly the authority to set up a joint ad hoc committee of both chambers to oversight the administration of Rivers State henceforth. The Senate further resolves that a committee of eminent Nigerians be set up to reconcile the warring groups within the government of Rivers State within the period of the state of emergency in Rivers State. The Senate further resolved that a committee to reconcile the warring factions in Rivers State should consist of eminent Nigerians. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the closed session?
In the same vein, the House of Representatives has approved the declaration of a state of emergency for Rivers State, along with the 6-month suspension of Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy and all elected members of the State Assembly, as announced by President Bola Tinubu. This followed a unanimous voice vote in favor of the presidential proclamation. National Assembly correspondent Mitari Ikpen reports.
An executive session preceded the commencement of plenary, leading to the suspension of all items on the order paper to entertain the presidential request.
I hereby forward the consideration of the House of Representatives copies of the official Gazette of the State of Emergency Proclamation 2025. I wish, in view of the grave and urgent situation that has necessitated its issuance, to particularly commend this proclamation to the House of Representatives for consideration and approval in line with the Constitution.
Some lawmakers had insisted on a quorum before the debate.
Mr. Speaker, this is a constitutional.
Yes,
Can we do a head count, Mr. Speaker?
So that Nigerians will know that we are not circumventing the Constitution.
I want the House to note that today's plenary is being attended by 243 members based on our attendance registers.
That settled, lawmakers proceeded to make amendments to the presidential proclamation of emergency rule in Rivers State, including allowing the National Assembly to legislate for the state during the period in line with Section 11 of the Constitution.
I listened to Mr. President's proclamation where he said that the sole administrator will be reporting to the Federal Executive Council. Mr. Speaker, I disagree, with that position and insist that the provision of Section 11(4) of the Constitution should take precedence over that.
That a committee of eminent Nigerians be set up to mediate, to ensure that there is peace in Rivers State.
And I believe that the responsibility we have now is how do we recreate the platform for Rivers to move forward.
But the president can terminate, review the state of emergency at any time within the period, but not later than 6 months.
All amendments were passed, paving the way for a voice vote.
Are we ready for the question? Are we ready? Those in support of this request of Mr. President as amended should say aye. Aye. Those in support of this request from Mr. President as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is have it.
Lawmakers described the unanimous resolution as the making of history.
If I'm to speak my mind, I'm one of those that suffered this very, very decisive decision in Plateau State. But Plateau State got better after the state of emergency.
So I think the president has acted by the dictates of the Constitution. It is we now, the parliamentarians, that would crystallize these legislative and constitutional provisions to make for the peace and good governance of Nigeria, particularly Rivers State. Communication of the resolutions of both chambers of the National Assembly to the President takes immediate effect. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
The House of Representatives has vowed not to compromise standard on ongoing roads construction and rehabilitation across the country, assuring motoring public of timely delivery of the projects. Chairman House Committee on Works, Akin Alabi, stated this during an oversight visit to the ongoing construction and rehabilitation of some major highways. National Assembly correspondent Isa Mohammed has more.
The ongoing road projects inspected by the committee are Abuja Kaduna and Abuja Lokoja Federal Highways, put at 20% completion stage. Committee members expressed satisfaction with the quality of work at both locations. They, however, caution against the use of substandard materials, as the committee will pay unscheduled visits to monitor and evaluate progress.
I want to see results for every single kobo allocated. Now, this contract has been awarded, and we as a parliament, we want to ensure we follow up on this project so that quality is ensured and timeline is maintained.
What we are doing now, we are milling the Wariam binder up to a depth of 11 cm. Then a fresh stone base is brought and compacted to a compacted thickness of 150 mm with a stabilized 3.5% cement. And then after that, we have our CRCP, that's a continuously reinforced pavement structure, of a 200 millimeter thickness.
The two dual carriageway roads have 22 kilometers stretch each, with 12 months time frame for completion. In Abuja, Isa Muhammad, NTA News.
The Pension Reform Act in Nigeria has undergone significant amendments since its ascent. The act was first enacted in 2004, repealing the Pension Act of 1990, establishing the National Pension Commission to regulate and supervise pension matters in Nigeria. The question in the minds of many, however, remains: will the ongoing amendments in the Act bring relief to the plight of pensioners and those still in service? In this report, Isa Mohammed takes a look at the ongoing amendments in the Act by the House of Representatives and what it holds for Nigerian pensioners.
The Pension Reform Act increased the minimum rate of contribution from 15 to 18% of an employee's total monthly emoluments, with 10% contributed by the employer and 8% by the employee. The Act also expanded the scope of the contributory pension scheme to organizations put at least 15 employees. Despite these reforms, there have been challenges and outcries surrounding the implementation of the Act. Some government agencies are calling for exemptions from the scheme, citing concerns over sustainability, accessibility, and benefits.
By virtue of the provision of Section 39, Subsection 2 of the Pension Reform Act, it is the sole responsibility of the federal government as the employer to pay the accrued pension right.
That delay, I think all the PENCOM and all the various pension administrators, they need to find ways of solving that problem.
Some experts, however, argue that such exemptions undermine the pension reform and may lead to unsustainable pension liabilities.
Section 39, Subsection 3 of the Pension Reform Act equally obligates the Commission to, as on yearly basis, determine the adequacy of the retirement bond and benefit redemption fund against the projected pension liability of the federal government.
PENCOM, yes, there are a lot of problems they are facing, but at the same time, I think they are still helping to manage the money. So if various organizations decide to opt out and you are creating splinter bodies, there may not be central regulation, and that may bring about corruption.
The National Assembly has passed on its part bills that contradict the Pension Reform Act, exempting some groups from the contributory pension. This, many believe, has raised concerns about the commitment to pension reform and the potential consequences for the sustainability of the pension system. The Committee on Pensions said the amendments are addressing the challenges and controversies surrounding the Act, as well as ensure sustainability of the pension administration.
All the National Pension Commission to direct Pension Fund Administrator PFS to pay all retirees their pension without further delay. Recommend appropriate sanctions for the erring operators and recommend possible amendment to the Pension Reform Act 2014 in order to enhance its operations.
Stakeholders are of the opinion that the ongoing pension reforms have been a significant step towards improving Nigeria's pension system, but implementation remains a work in progress. In Abuja, Isa Muhammad, NTA News.
Joining us to talk more on pension reforms is the Chairman, House Committee on Pension, Hussaini Mohammed Jallo.
Okay, thank you very much.
How will the ongoing pension reform address the issue of funding shortfalls, accrued rights, and delay in accessing pension benefits?
We have just laid our two reports to the House as preliminary based on the outcome of the two referred investigations that was transmitted to the committee by the House. So we laid the report about 2 weeks ago. Part of the recommendation of that report is the payment of the accrued right, as you have said. And I know the government has started to take action on that. And secondly, the Pension Reform Act of 2014 has been there for over 10 years. And there are a lot of gaps here and there. We believe and feel that once the act is amended, it will be better for the industry, pension industry as a whole. So the committee has set up a technical committee to look at all issues that has to do with the processes for the amendment. And very soon we are going to call for a stakeholder engagement. All the stakeholders in the pension industry will be involved. We're going to have a one-day public hearing on the amendment of the pension reform, of which we believe before the middle of this year we should be done, we should be through with that amendment. And it's going to be all-inclusive.
Chairman, how will the reform impact pensioners who have already retired under the old scheme and those still in service?
Everything will be taken care of. That is the essence of the amendment. If you have any problem with the way and manner the pension is being run in this country, it is an opportunity for you to come and lay your complaint or propose an amendment you want to be carried in the Pension Reform Act. We intend to carry everybody along. There are a lot of gaps, as I've said earlier on, so those gaps will be filled for the benefit of the pension industry. The issue of accrued right, as I've said earlier, is already something in progress. The government has already started to take action on that. And part of the amendment is to take care of that accrued right issue. And also the percentage issue, that there's a lot of clamor by people, the 20% or whatever should be looked at, so the pensioners can be able to take, if not all of their money, something very large, big amount of money, not the way and manner certain percentage is being given now. So all issues will be looked at in the amendment of the Act, inshallah.
Sir, what is your appeal to all stakeholders in pension administration, including pensioners, government and workers, and their role in the implementation?
Not only the National Assembly, the federal government too should do its best to make sure that pensioners' funds are released as at when due. And also, secondly, the agencies controlling these pensions, be it PFS, be it PFCs, and all the federal government agencies should do their best also to, when the government release, they should release money to pensioners. And thirdly, the pensioners should exercise patience too. Government is doing everything possible to make sure they meet the demand of the pensioners. And the National Assembly, under my committee, under myself, the chairman of the committee, is doing everything possible too to make sure that the right thing is done in the pension industry, so that pensioners are paid as at when due.
We now take a short break. The news continues shortly.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the marketing department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
Thank you for staying with us. Key players at the maritime sector at a one-day policy dialogue are advising for the full exploration of the hidden potentials of the nation's blue economy for economic growth. The event, with the theme, The Imperative of Harnessing Blue Economy Potentials for Economic Diversification and Sustainable Development in Nigeria, was organized by the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILS. Muhammad Rabiu Ali reports.
Studies, including that of International Maritime Organization, have consistently recognized Nigeria's potential in the blue economy in areas of shipping, maritime trade, and other onshore activities. Experts say these potentials can help drive economic growth and development.
One of the key important issues that has to do with blue economy is renewable energy. One of the major problems of Nigeria and African countries is energy sector. You can't develop industry without energy.
We've been battling with how to stabilize the exchange rate of our currency. The marine economy and blue economy present a major opportunity for us to raise significant foreign exchange to help stabilize that.
They also corroborated efforts of past administration in carrying out reforms in the sector.
In the past, were fusions of so many ministries forced together into one. And because of that, we could not really identify the potential of the marine economy in growing our economy as a country. I think this bold initiative by Mr. President is a commendable effort which we need to really applaud.
The one-day seminar opens up a new page which stakeholders believe that if countries like Singapore, Norway, and the United States can demonstrate utilization of marine resources and contribute to their GDP, Nigeria can also tap from the unlimited potential of the blue economy. In Abuja, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
Lawmakers in Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly have expressed worry over the invasion and abduction of 2 persons in a Iwere clan in a local government area. This is contained in a matter of urgent public importance brought before the House by member representing in a state constituency, Lawrence Udoide. Nsikak Okon reports. The Ogun State House of Assembly has adopted a resolution calling for indigenous participation in the investment of a cement company in Iwekoro local government area of the state to safeguard the state economic and environmental interests. The lawmakers also urged the state government to immortalize the late former Deputy Chief Whip of the House of Representatives, Adewumi Oroyomi Onanuga. Yemi Dalemo has details of the report and other engagements of the lawmakers at plenary.
The lawmaker representing in a state constituency, Lawrence Udoide, says the boundary crisis is a major problem between in a local government area in Akwa Ibom State and Arochukwu local government area in Abia State. The recent crisis between Okpoto in Iwere clan and Atani community in Arochukwu is creating fear among the people as they no longer move around freely in their community nor go to their farms. Ms. Udoide appeals to the state government to intervene for peace to be restored.
Mr. Speaker, we all know that in the local government area we have a very large land mass. And to the extent that the people of Atan in Abuja invaded a land of Okpoto in the local government area.
Member representing Ibionibom State constituency, Moses Essien, expressed concern that security agencies should rise up to their responsibility to protect lives and property.
For 2 people to be abducted in a farming season like this, where the vision of the government is that everybody is going to farm.
After due deliberations on the matter, the Speaker of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Udomoto, referred the matter to the House Committee on Security.
Chairman House Committee on Security to liaise with the Commissioner on Internal Security, Commissioner of Internal Security, and report to this House on this matter. That is the news of this House.
Nsikak Okon, NTA News.
The Ogun State House of Assembly has adopted a resolution calling for indigenous participation in the investment of a cement company in Iwekoro local government area of the state to safeguard the state economic and environmental interests. The lawmakers also urged the state government to immortalize the late former Deputy Chief Whip of the House of Representatives, Adewumi Oroyomi Onanuga. Yemi Dalemo has details of the report and other engagements of the lawmakers at plenary.
The resolution on the divestment of the cement company situated in Ewekuru area of Ogun State followed the debate on the motion led by the Chairman House Committee on Commerce and Industry, Adebisi Oyedele, while other lawmakers who supported the motion note the significant contributions of the company to the state's economic development through job creation, infrastructure development, and corporate social responsibility initiatives. The lawmakers say the sale of Lafarge Cement plc to a foreign entity without prioritizing local investors may lead to capital flight, loss of local control, and reduced accountability to the host communities, and called on the state government to urgently engage relevant federal government agencies, including the Bureau of Public Enterprises (BPE) and the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, and advocates that local investors should be prioritized in the divestment process.
The sales of Lafarge Cement plc present a crucial economic and environmental concern for Ogun State, while we welcome investors that promote industrial growth. It is the opinion of this Honorable House that the state government direct the State Emergency Management Agency (SEMA) to provide immediate reflect to victims of storm that occur, conduct damage assessment and develop rehabilitation plan for damaged public infrastructure.
The Assembly equally passed another resolution calling for the rehabilitation of Bilikisu Shugbo Tourist Center and the road leading to the legendary Tourist Center in Okeeri, Ijebu North-East local government area of the state. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
And that concludes parliamentary news at this time. Thank you for staying with us. You can kindly follow this newscast and other programs on the platform showing on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Ene Ojonugba. Good evening.